Well, thank you for coming over here today, folks, and joining us here at another episode of Getting Is Tactical. I am your host, Aaron, and I'm really excited today to introduce you to two brand new knives from Steel Will, the Intrigue Full Size and the Intrigue Mini. Both of these blades have just recently hit the market, and really what you're getting, depending on your size preference, are not only elegant, budget-friendly, but also precision EDC folders so that you can carry to the office, out to a meal with your wife or girlfriend, and just a really precise EDC performer. So really looking forward to sharing these precision cutters, this Intrigue, and what these two models have to offer. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the blades here in that portion of the video. This are the budget-friendly options, D2 steel. There are the Italian-made versions that I believe are M390. These are the overseas Chinese produced, to my knowledge. D2 steel is a major upgrade over AUS 8, 8CR, any of the CRs, really, even 9CR, I'd prefer D2. And like 440C, 440A, I would take what I'm usually seeing, particularly for pocket knives. D2 is just fantastic, holds a much better edge. It is a little harder to put an edge back on, but just really good steel, and particularly for the price point that we're gonna be talking about in a little bit. Now, these are definitely narrower, like dagger-shaped blades, but the way that they have ground these in, higher saber grinds, which is what you're gonna find. They're almost FFGs. They've just got very high saber grinds on both of these blades. They are actually pretty good performers. Sometimes like dagger-esque style blades just don't perform very well in slicing tasks because they're designed to stab, they're not designed to slice. These still slice very well for what these are. They are not gonna slice as good as their brothers like the Modus or the Cutjack. They just don't have quite the belly, but they're very close, and they make up for some of that in their precision. Both of these are extremely precise. Very, like, the most precise tips I've ever seen. I mean, these things are like, I mean, I could pick out like the smallest little speck out of my skin. I mean, and these things are epic. Now, you got to be very careful with that last tip there. Don't be stabbing that in the wood and prying and that type of thing. You don't want to be doing that. But for precision, delicate puncturing of material, puncturing of packaging, that type of stuff, mind-blowing. Few knives on the market can compete with the precision tips that they have put on these two blades, which is super awesome. So, and again, they still are pretty good slicers, and better than I was expecting. I was expecting to kind of be a little lackluster in the slicing area, but just how they've done that, really done well with those very high saber grinds. And we'll just look at blade height here on both of these. I forgot to do that. Basically 0.9 on the full size, and we're looking at like 0.8 on the mini. So as well as we go to blade length, the blade length from the handle to the tip on the full size is going to be 3.6, like 7. So just a hair over 3.5 on the overall length from handle, and then from handle to tip on the mini, you're looking at 3¼ inches, 3.25, and then on the full size maximum thickness back here by the jimping, you're looking at 0.12, so an 1/8 of an inch thick, and then you're looking at 0.11 on the mini. So fantastic for these more precise, elegant dagger style, but better performing EDC folders. Then we're going to go to deployment. Finger flippers, good jimping on them, very easy for you to engage. I mean, I do not have to flick my wrists at all. That was left-handed that I couldn't do that. Let's see if I can do it again. There we go. Without even flicking the wrist, we're gonna flip right open. Slightly different than the Cutjack and the Modus. You can see they're kind of squared off. These are a little bit more just kind of sharp. Not sharp to the hand, just kind of just how they've designed it. So very easy for you to purchase. You know, they're not like too small or anything like that. Then we are on bronze phosphorus bushings on both of these guys, which is awesome. So they're going to just slide right open. Zero complaints with that. I do believe the Italian ones are coming on ball bearings, so that you will notice a speed difference between the two. But I mean, for the money, again, I mean, it's mind-blowing and very smooth, very smooth action. Don't have to flick the wrists at all. Then we are going to go to the liner locks. For these lightweight knives, they're okay. You know, they're hitting right there just on the inside of the blade. Zero complaints, and a little bit of a cut in there with the handles, so you can easily disengage those. You know, not a big issue at all. My only critique is that they are, particularly on some of their larger models or just kind of harder use models, I would have liked to have just like a hair thicker. They are slim. Now that helps with weight and all that, I've never had one fail or like wonder like, oh my gosh, this is gonna fail. It's just like a peace of mind thing, you know, when you open it up and there's a little bit of a thicker liner lock. They're a little bit thin for my taste. I would have liked to just see them just a hair thicker, and maybe Steel will do that in the future with upcoming designs. But other than that, the action is great. The flippers work good, and the liner locks are perfect. So with these budget-friendly models, we're gonna look here at the handles. These are GRN, glass reinforced nylon. They have these kind of little really cool patterns on them. They'll have a few color combinations coming out. The mini here is gray and then has blue standoffs. And this particular full size is black with red standoffs. So very cool. Like that a lot. One thing that was kind of weird to me is that it has this secondary pillar back here. So unless they just installed that maybe for lanyards, like that's a lanyard post or something, usually standoffs, just to give you an example here, here's a Benchmade Osborne, we're gonna talk about a little later. That's like, there's no secondary pin back there. So it was a little interesting to me. I think it takes away just a little bit from, you know, if these were just 3 standoffs or maybe do 4 standoffs or whatever. So it's just kind of weird. If it's just like a reinforcement thing back there, I don't know. So just wanted to point that out to you. You could definitely run 550 paracord, and there's definitely, as long as you make it tight, clearance between the blades. So that is something to consider. Now, as you would imagine, both these blades are going to be ultra light, and that is because of the steel liners that have been milled out in both of these guys here. Just so you can see there. Hopefully you can see. There we go. The mini is on my scale is coming in at 2.2 ounces, the full size at 2.9 ounces. So fantastic, lightweight for each size range. I mean, almost, you know, under 2 ounces for this guy. Just under 3 for the full size is awesome. The mini is going to have a handle length of 4¼ inches overall and a maximum thickness of 0.43, and the full size is going to be 4.75 inches overall length and a maximum thickness of 0.47. So there are definitely, you know, size differentiations in the handles. It's not like the handle's just slightly smaller. I mean, in every way, these are significantly smaller. I think for what these are as just elegant, you know, slicers, gentleman knives, office knives, out to dinner date knives, EDC blades. These are fantastic, not only in just their diameter and size. I wear large size gloves, if you guys know. The full size one has like tons of room out the back to spare there. Good, not sharp, just mild jimping right there on the spine, and then a good guard right here with the flipper actuating, so you feel really like in control of the knife. Again, you can just see how much is, you know, there. So you can really bear down on the blade, though it's not designed as like a heavy duty folder anyway. You could absolutely do that with the full size. And then with the mini, I still have full purchase. My pinky is not wanting to come off at all. I don't feel jammed or awkward. All of the sides have been have good radius. They've been machined very well, so there's no hot spots or problems with that. And again, I got that little squared off jimping there. And then that finger guard there. So even the mini is going to feel really good in somebody that has large size hands. This is definitely more of like your compact EDC blade, just size and weight class. This is more of your full size blade that you're wanting, just that more slim, lightweight profile in a larger EDC blade. And then I believe, again, the Italian version is going to have a G10 on it. So I do want to run in, there's siblings here, the cut jack again and the Modus. We've been kind of talking about them a little bit, just for some more size perspective than anything. They're actually a little bit closer in size to the Mini. When you line up the pivots, very close. The Mini's still a little bit shorter because it doesn't have quite the blade length, but very, very close. You can also see, though, that the handles are much narrower and slimmer than on the full-size guys here of the Modus and the cut jack. They're just going to be a little bit beefier, a little bit bigger, and they're going to weigh about an ounce more than these guys are. So that's just something to consider there. And again, much wider, broader blades with about the same blade thickness. So you are going to get a little bit better slicing capability overall with these two guys up here, but you're not going to get anywhere near the precision that you're going to get with these two guys. And these two guys will be lighter weight and take up less real estate in the pocket than their bigger, kind of beefier, chunkier brothers. These guys would be the sisters in the collection, slim and looking hot. And then these are like the brothers that are going to be a little bit beefier, a little bit, fuller, and has got the backs of their deadly sisters. And we will have links in the description below over to Amazon, Blade HQ, and to Steel Will's website as soon as these become available. Steel Will tends to be, hopefully they're speeding up this process, but they kind of tend to take a little while at launch. So I don't know when I'll be posting this to their launch date, to when these will be available on Amazon and Blade HQ. When you guys use those hyperlinks, helps us get out there, make videos just like this. Now, Steel Will did send these two to us, so I can give you guys a full, honest, comprehensive video so you can make a decision on if the Intrigue design is the right tool for you. But we will have links over there, and when you guys use those, it really helps us out and continues to help us make videos just like this one. So nothing super mind-blowing here with the pocket clips. The exact same pocket clips you're going to find on most of the Steel Will line. They are good. There's nothing really to complain about. I would like to see them maybe blacked out. You know, they have a little bit of a flare there to catch onto your pocket. You just got to be careful of that, you know, when you're getting into vehicles and stuff. I've never had one catch on any of my Steel Wills, but something to consider. And they are kind of flashy. I would like to see like blacked out ones in the future, but I've never had them loosen up or start wobbling side to side, which sometimes happens with certain folders. Tip up only, right or left. And so with the flippers and their, you know, functionality in that, these are totally ambidextrous, which is totally rocking. And you're going to have about a half an inch, you know, sticking up out of your pocket, which isn't too bad compared to a lot of other folders out there on the market. So the last thing I want to hit with you guys is the Benchmade Osborne 940. I believe this is the -3 because this has the green standoffs G10. Now this is S30V steel, USA made, axis lock, as I said, G10, and I believe these are going for around 170. And the reason I'm running this in is just because I want to share this with you, because I was coveting and dreaming about the 940 from Benchmade for a long, long time. Finally got my hands on one a couple years ago, but there was like 3 or 4 years I was looking at that. I'm like, man, $170, that's a lot of money to throw down on a pocket knife. I just don't know if I can do that. And so I wanted to share with you that if you are dreaming about the Benchmade, and I'm not saying that these knives are like this Benchmade. Even the full size, the M390 version will be a better steel, but I still like the axis lock and just some of the aspects to this design of the high-end Italian version versus the Osborne. Those are pretty head-to-head. I still like the axis lock a little bit better. I'd love to see some arc action, or whatever it's called, the locking mechanism for steel well in the future. But anyway, but if you're on a budget and you're just like, dude, I love the profile, but I just don't think I can afford that right now, I think these are great options for you. If you like the slim, kind of dagger-esque, in this case, an Osborne kind of profile, but you're just like, dude, I just don't have that money, I think you're going to be getting a lot of bang for buck and a lot of similarity in overall profile, handle ergonomics. You won't get obviously the same, you know, locking mechanism, and you won't be getting quite the quality of steel. The D2 is not on the level of S30V. It's nice, but it's not S30V, particularly from a US company like that. So, but I just want to share that with you. I think this would be a great budget-friendly option. You're going to get a lot of the same capabilities, feel, fun factor, and design. Again, you're getting standoffs back here. You're getting standoffs back here. I mean, there's just a lot. I don't think they copied this by any means. These are definitely different with a lot of their angles and profiles and blade shape and all that. But just kind of that same idea is being presented to you in the Intrigue, but on a budget-friendly option for those of you on a budget. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope this video has helped you out. Totally digging these blades, and for the price point, there's not a lot on the market in this particular kind of layout and quality level. So super cool to see that. And just love what Steel Will is cranking out on a regular basis. They have so many awesome options out on the table now in the marketplace for you guys to choose from. We'll have a ton of those links again in the description below so you guys can pick and choose. But just about every Steel Will that I've ever gotten my hands on, I've been very happy with and impressed with for the most part. So totally digging these knives. If you like them, if they connect with you, you will not be sorry. You're going to get a lot of precision EDC capability out of these tools, just depending on your size and flavor. So thank you so much for coming over here today, checking out the channel. If you're not a recent subscriber to the channel, I'd ask you to become part of the GT family. I want to invite you to become part, subscribe, and we're throwing up videos every single week, giving you guys honest, full, comprehensive videos just like this to help you guys spend your hard-earned money wisely. So I invite you to make Getting His Tactical part of your regular YouTube experience. If you're a current and regular subscriber, thank you so much. You guys rock. So Please subscribe if you haven't already. Comment, like, share this video. Those thumbs up really matter, guys. That helps out a lot. Hitting the bell icon as well. That's a great way to remind yourself so you'll see it in your feed and that type of thing. And finally, guys, check us out on all the relevant social media. Instagram, Facebook, throwing up stuff all the time there. Great different way to see what's up and coming. And finally, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.